Hey guys, my name is Tenzing and I am a sophomore at Nestem High School.
Hi, my name is Misha, and I'm a sophomore at Archbishop Malloy High School.
So we both graduated St. Adalbert Catholic Academy in 2019.
And we've been friends for like over 12 years, I think, ever since pre-K. And even though we like went to different high schools, we still have the same close bond we always had.
Yeah. Okay, so first question. Why did you choose your school? Was it your first choice and what made you select it?
So I think Malloy was always my first choice. I've heard so many good things about Malloy and their education and how they just like get involved with their students. And so ever since like sixth grade, I planned to go to Malloy. And even when I took the tax, I listed Malloy as my first choice.
So for me, my school is Nestem High School. So I chose the school because I heard a lot of good things from friends, and I also heard about it when I was younger. Same for Misha. And I heard lots of good things about like the environment, the teachers, the staff, the community, the students, and I heard the academics were good. And I heard it was like the top 10 for like public high schools. So I was like, "Oh, I really want to go here." And I actually ranked it 4th. I didn't rank it like I ranked it my top 5, which is like 4th. Yeah, and I got accepted.
Oh,
Okay, so
yeah, Malloy is also rated as one of the top 10 best Catholic schools in the district.
okay, so how was your commute? Do you take the train, bus, or walk? What time do you have to be in? So for my school, how was your commute? So basically, my school is in Manhattan, and that's a totally different experience for me because I live in Queens, and I have to take a train. I have to take the train to Manhattan, and it's like a 30-minute ride, so it's pretty long. But yeah, I got used to it, so it wasn't that bad. It was pretty good. And then I have to walk after I get off the train, walk like a few blocks down to my school. And for my school, it actually starts at 8:20, so it's best to get to my school before 8:20. You don't get penalized or anything for being late or nothing, but you do have to have like a late pass thing and you have to give it to your first period teacher. So that's how my school works.
For me, I get driven in the morning, and I live in Elmhurst, and Malloy's in Briarwood, which is near Forest Hills. And to drive to Malloy, it's about like 15 minutes. And on coming back home, I take the subway, which takes maybe like 20 minutes, and then I take the bus home again after that. But I usually wake up like maybe like around like 7:14 and then get driven to school, reach here about like 7:20, 7:30. No, not 7:20, 7:30, like 7:35. And then we do get detention if we're late to school at a certain time. School starts at 8 and we should be by school by like 7:45.
Okay. So, how were your classes, teachers, class size, and the homework amount?
So so there's like variety of classes, including like APs such as AP Bio, AP Global, AP US History, and like honor classes like honors Chem, Geometry. For me in sophomore year, I take all my like basic classes in honors, like honors Chemistry, Geometry, honors Spanish, and then I take AP World History and a class called Advanced Computer Programming. So yeah, and the teachers are really nice. They're really understanding, and but sometimes like some teachers that like are kind of like they focus more about the students in school rather on Zoom. They kind of like forget about us. But if you understand the class, you'll get through it. Don't worry about it. In a class, there are about like around 35, 25 kids, and homework amount, there is a lot of homework. I won't lie. There's like I got like maybe like 7 like homework tasks in a day, and it's like stressful. But all you need to do is manage your time, and you'll be fine. If you manage your time, don't stress about it. You'll do fine. Trust me. Homework is a lot, but you'll get through it. Don't worry about that.
Okay, so I can definitely agree with Misha again. And us having so much homework and like being stressed, I think it's only because Misha is like really smart, so she takes a lot of honor classes and AP classes. So she's like, no, yeah, you are. So that's the only reason why we get so much homework. Because in Malloy, if we were to say like another kid who doesn't take honors or AP, he would not have as much homework. Like he wouldn't be as stressed, or she. But for Misha, she is very stressed because yeah. Same for me for my classes. We do have the same courses as Misha, but I really don't think in my school we have honor classes, because in my school it's like, regardless of what level you're at, you're in the same class and you just get different grades and stuff like that. So for AP classes, same thing for Misha, like global history, AP biology, AP chem, AP physics, like we have so many different things. But in my sophomore year right now, I'm actually taking AP biology as my science course, and I'm taking AP world history for my history course. And not having honors like Misha, but having two AP things, it gets stressful because they give you lots of work. But yeah, you just have to time manage, and you just really have to pay attention in class, because everything they're giving you for homework and their tests, it's everything you're learning in class. So make sure to just pay attention and focus. So yeah, okay, so that's for that. And yeah, homework amount is yeah. So are the students friendly? Did you make friends quickly?
Okay, for for me, students are really friendly. You don't have to worry about that. They're one of the most like friendliest and kindest people you'll ever meet. And I made friends pretty easily. Like I made friends with the people in my class in my homeroom, and we just clicked, and we're friends until now. So like maybe like that's been like what, like a year so far we've been friends, and we're like really close. They're like one of the best people ever. And honestly, I like just talk. Don't be afraid to talk. Be yourself. Like make conversation. Like don't hold yourself back because you're scared about something. Just be yourself, talk, be open, and don't be afraid. That's what I can say.
Definitely agree with Misha. We can definitely speak for you guys when we say it's like intimidating, and you guys will get nervous because it's like everything is new. It's a new school, new faces. You're gonna get nervous, like obviously. But what we can say is just try your best to make an effort. Like if you want to make friends, you have to put an effort to do that. Like if you want to be friends with a specific person, you have to try to be the first one to talk, and yeah, just try to be comfortable, have a good conversation, and that's how usually a friendship builds. Yeah, but don't be too stressed about it. And for me, definitely made friends quickly because everyone was so like in my school, everyone was so nice and so open. And I actually met one of my really good friends. I'm friends with her in sophomore year now. In my freshman orientation, like before like freshman year started, I had an orientation, and I actually met her there. And from then on, we became really close friends. So if you guys want to have friends before freshman year, maybe you guys can try making friends in orientation. It can help.
And that's coming from like one of the two shyest people you'll ever meet. Like we were incredibly shy.
Like you guys may not know this because like we went to St. Albert's and stuff, and like you guys probably think we're really weird and loud, but we are really shy people. Like we get really like we don't like talking too much.
It's like
Yeah, we're really like nervous, stressed people. We cry for nothing. Like we're those type of people. Like
a wreck in like a second.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so next question. Have you joined any clubs, sports, extracurricular activities, and is it manageable with coursework? So should I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so joined any clubs. Currently in my school, since it's like Zoom, like because of quarantine, we don't really have like physical like clubs. But in freshman year, I took debate club and I did theater club because I thought that it would help me since I was like so nervous and so shy. And I thought by doing that it would boost up my like confidence and stuff and my like you know social stuff. So I was like maybe it would help. So then after I joined, I made so many friends, and yeah, and I was able to talk, and I was able to like have more confidence in myself and stuff, so that really helped. And yeah, and don't be scared to like do different clubs, because you can always like just test them out and like stop. That's what I did. Like I did like so many fun clubs, like sport clubs and anime club, and I stopped afterwards because it's just like it didn't work for me. And it says, is it manageable with your coursework? It is, because like for my clubs, sometimes clubs can be for like an hours or like 30 minutes. It like for me that's it like depends. So like for 30 minutes, if I had a club, I would just go straight home, do my work and stuff. Sometimes it gets stressful, but you just have to try your best to manage everything. That's what I have to say.
For me, I in freshman year I joined the dance team. I am green and Asian club. All the clubs are really fun. We have a lot of different clubs in Malloy. And when you join a club, don't be afraid. We're a whole family. I was really scared in the beginning. I didn't know if I wanted to join the clubs because not a lot of my friends wanted to do dance and stuff. But I still joined and it's really fun. This year I didn't do dance. And instead I joined theater because I'm really into like plays and acting. So I thought, why wouldn't I do theater? I'm still in Asian Club and I am green. And I might do ASL this year, but for now, that's all the clubs I'm doing. And managing, in the beginning of freshman year, I had a tough time managing my clubs with me because like I would have to stay after school for like 2 hours, practice routines, and it was really difficult for me. And I was really stressed with all the homework I was getting on top of that. But once you manage it, and once you manage everything and get like your routines down, everything will be really easy. And I promise you that you shouldn't stress over it. It's a club. It's like not like a total big deal, but you should still be like prepared and know what to
Exactly.
do.
Okay, so how is lunch? Good food? Do you bring food to eat there? Do you want to go first or
Whatever, you can go first.
oh, okay. So, how is lunch? So lunch is, I'm gonna be very honest, lunch isn't that great in my school. It is good. Like you can like I enjoy eating it, but most people don't prefer eating it there because like, like people have different tastes in food. We get like burgers, pizzas, french fries, like different things. And we have like a salad bar and there's also like a little like package full of like chips, cookies and stuff if you want that. And they have like fruit. It's like the basics. And then since it's like a public school, and also here's the thing about my school, so you can bring your food to eat, like it's obviously your choice, but I've never done that because I don't have time for that. But also in freshman year, first half of the year, freshmen are the only can only eat in the cafeteria. Like they can't leave the cafeteria to eat. But after the first few months of school, like after that till the end, like you're allowed to go out and buy your own food. So I definitely did that, and that definitely helped because it was really refreshing that I could like spend time outside with my friends and eat. And yeah.
In my school, we do have like a really good cafeteria and food options. We have like a salad bar, sushi, like pizza, and like just like we have like like off-brand Panda Express, and then we have like a sandwich like station and stuff like that, snacks. So yeah, and all you can pay through your ID. You just put your money on the ID and they scan it, or you can just pay cash. And I think only in junior and senior year, we can leave out of school and go eat. But freshmen and I think sophomores have to stay in the cafeteria and eat, which I don't mind. The food is pretty good there. I really enjoy it. So yeah. And I think our lunch period is 45 minutes.
Yeah, same for mine too. Um, okay. So recess is also the same thing. Like we get to go out and yeah, spend some time.
We don't have recess. We just like stay in the cafeteria the whole time, talk.
Oh, my school is like we have a cafeteria you can eat, but then you can also eat like there's like an outside yard. You can eat there and like play volleyball and stuff, but you can't like spend time outside unless you're buying food. And obviously you need to scan your ID to like go out. Okay, so was it a hard transition from elementary school?
Oh, okay. So honestly, for me, it wasn't that big of a big of a deal for transitioning from elementary school to high school. To me, it was more about like tests and schoolwork. Like in St. Albert, we would have like maybe like two tests in a day, in a week, maybe like three tests. But in high school in Malloy, we get like five tests in a day. And I always struggled about which one should I study. But the biggest tip I can give you is review your notes. Keep reviewing your notes and pay attention in class. Just because it's online doesn't mean it's going to be any easier. It's kind of a lot harder.
Same thing for Misha exactly when it comes to our school and high school, but that's just in general. So I just want to say in general, high school and middle school in St. A's, it's very different because like what Misha's saying, like the teachers actually talk about in St. A's like and organize what days they want to give you tests and exams or like what homework assignments like projects and stuff. But in high school, they really don't care. They're gonna give you everything like as much as they want, whatever day they want. So you might have like so many tests or like all projects due in like one day and you can't complain about it. So you should be very grateful for your teachers right now. And yeah. So that's one thing. And a hard transition from elementary school. It wasn't that hard. Definitely the work got harder, but that's just life, guys. And also another hard transition for me was the only difference for me was the commute. So like like St. A's would always be like a few blocks away from me, but for my new high school, I would actually have to take the subway this time, and it was like a long commute. So that was probably the hardest transition. So yeah. Okay, so did you know anyone there before you went? Um, do you have do you have St. A's friends at your school?
Oh yeah, so in my school at Norway, I do have about 5 other kids that go to Norway with me, including my cousin. Because we go to school together. So yeah, but honestly, in the beginning of the school year and freshman year, we all sat next to each other because we like knew each other and we were really close to each other. But like maybe like in a week or two, we started like branching out, sitting out with like our new friends and hanging out with other people. But to me, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was just like this is like the new us, the new you.
Yeah. Um, so I didn't really know anyone before I went because my school is a public school, and yeah, I didn't go to a Catholic school, so I didn't have any St. A's students in my public school. But I did actually know one person because here's another tip. So I went to the freshman orientation, which is before you become a freshman, you go there, and I actually met one of my friends, and I met her. The only reason why I like linked and like talked to her was because we were both Tibetan, so I thought I could connect with her, and we exchanged numbers, and that's how we became close. So yeah, so if you guys have an orientation, just try to make friends there. It could really help during freshman year. So yeah. Okay, so do you feel like the tax was very hard? Any advice? If you took the specialized exam, was it very hard? You can go. You want me to go or
If you want to go.
do you want
Okay,
to
I'll go.
Oh,
Okay. So I took both the tax and specialized exam. For me, I didn't really prepare for the tax that much. I more prepared for the specialized public school exam. For me, while I took the tax, it was pretty easy. I did better in the math part, but that's just me because I'm better at math than English. And for the specialized exam, I didn't do as good as I hoped for. Well, I did good, but not as good as like I should have. Um, but when I took the tax, I would give tips was that don't don't read like too much of the passages. Just go straight to the questions and then go to the passage. That's what I also did for my PSAT that I took like a few weeks ago. I didn't read and I did pretty good on it. I didn't read like the passages because it took too long. I went to the questions and then referred back to the passage. And for the special exam, I would just say just review beforehand. Like even for the test, just prepare yourself and review, and you'll be fine. Fine.
that's good. So, definitely agree with Misha. Specialized exam. So if I were to be honest, I actually prepared more for the specialized exam because I was hoping to go to a public school. So I was preparing more for that, and I would definitely have to say, tax was way easier than special exam. Special exam is very stressful, and they test you on very like difficult topics and stuff. And tax exam, I didn't really prepare for that, but I actually did get a really good grade, and I think it's because of all the stuff I learned in the specialized exam. So I think this preparing for the specialized really helped with that. So it was pretty easy. I passed, and that's how I got into St. John's. But for the specialized high school, it was pretty hard, and you just it's really long, and it's gonna get really boring, really like stressful. But you just need to like try to get it done and focus on your work. And for the tax, this is just from like experience. And just for any exam, if you're gonna take a test and the proctor, like make sure you listen to their time and listen, like to when it like ends and stuff, like timing. Because for tax, it's more like each part you're getting timed on that. So like the next part, it's gonna be like, oh, you only have like 10 minutes or like 15 minutes for this part. We're moving on to the next part. So, but for the specialized, it's just like you do it on your own. You won't get time for different
Like
parts.
maybe like 4 or 5 hours. So taxes, I think no specialized exam is way like longer, I think, than tax.
Yeah.
I think it took me like the whole time, like 4 or 5 hours to finish it because like I was so like stressed over it. It was like really hard for me and like there's like so much information I have to take in.
Yeah, it's gonna get really stressful, especially for like 4 hours. So you just need to get through it. And also another one for tax is just not tax, just any exam, if you're having trouble with the question, don't get stressed, just skip it and move on because by like spending too much time on a question, you're wasting your time and it's just going to get you more nervous. And that's just from experience from both of us, so just yeah, just move on. Okay, so next question. Is your school doing buddy days? Would you consider being one for us?
So, because of COVID-19, Molloy is definitely not doing buddy days. I mean, even beforehand, I don't think Molloy has ever done buddy days. I don't know why. Maybe in the future we will. I will try to get us to do buddy days, but I don't know why we never did buddy days. But if we do a buddy day, I'm obviously up to being anybody's buddy.
Same for me. Actually, I'm not really sure, but I think my school does buddy days, but I never did it. Like, I don't remember having a buddy, but I think I remember my school talking about it. So I think they might have it, but I just never did it. But if you guys like, want a buddy, then like of course we're all like welcome to be your buddy. Like we're always welcome. But I never had one, so I'm not really sure about how that works. Um so yeah. Did you receive a scholarship? What's your school tuition if you know? How's the uniform? Any recommendations? Where do you buy uniforms?
Okay, so at Molloy, I think wait, no, I did not receive a scholarship. That's because I think we need like a really high grade, and on the tax I only got like maybe like a 90, and like some in Malloy I think you need at least like a 93 and above to get a scholarship. So I was like 3 points away, but it's all right. But I did do an essay about because the Asian Club was doing a thing about an essay competition where we would get a scholarship if we would write a good essay. So it had to be about Japan. So I did that, and I did get a scholarship. So I get at least $1,000, I think, off my school tuition. And Malloy school tuition is like $9,450 every year. I'm not sure about that, but it's around that number. I know that for sure. Since we are a Catholic private school, we do have a uniform. It changed. It changed this like whole year since when I became a freshman. The uniform definitely changed because the older like seniors and all had different uniforms. So we have like either a khaki, gray, or navy blue flowy skirt, and then we have a white or light blue button up, and then we always have like fleeces and just like sweatshirts. So we got that as uniform. We buy the uniform from Tommy Hilfiger online. There's like a Moe section in Tommy Hilfiger, so we buy it online. And we do also have dress down days, like where we can just like wear like sweatpants, a t-shirt, or a crop top, jeans, whatever you want to wear, whatever you're comfortable in. So yeah, that's Malloy.
Okay, so for me, most of these questions don't work because I go to a public school. So, obviously, public school doesn't do scholarships, but I did get a scholarship from St. John's. I got like a half scholarship from St. John's just because like I'm pretty sure I passed the tax and it was that really helps. Like it's just like most of your rankings matter. And yeah, and I don't really remember the school tuition for that. What am I saying? Not school tuition. I don't remember like the scholarship amount and stuff, but uniform, that's the good part. We don't have uniforms, so you can wear whatever you want every single day, and it's really, really relieving. Super comfy because wearing the same uniform every day can be very like annoying, frustrating, and sometimes suffocating. And I feel like it's really good because my school's really diverse when it comes to like so many things. So people express themselves differently. So that's just really something I really liked about my school. Um, so yeah,
Next question.
Misha's like so mad at that one because like she really wants like no uniform. Um, okay, so for switching classes, how much time do you get? Is it hard to get your next class on time? How are your lockers? Tall? Are they shared? Close to staircases?
Okay, so in my school, we get at least 4 minutes to switch between classes. Um, with social distancing this year, I think we have maybe like a minute or two longer, like properly, like allow for social distancing. But in freshman year, I had 4 minutes, and in the beginning, I was really stressed. Like going from the basement to the third floor. Like, how am I gonna like walk that fast? I was literally like speed walking so fast, and I can't run. So I was like so stressed out. And we do have elevators, but they're mostly used for teachers or for people who like in a wheelchair or have a broken leg or like can't walk.
Yeah.
So we use elevators for that. Um, but honestly, it's not that hard switching. There may be traffic, but if you're, I think most of the time I was on time. But if you're like 2 to 5 minutes late, the teacher will send you down for a slip that will lead to detention. So I definitely recommend coming on time. And for me, I've never been late to class. I think I've always been on time. And my locker. Okay, so in freshman year, since I'm not doing hybrid, I'm doing online in sophomore year. In freshman year, I had it's not. I don't think it was like a pretty big locker. The lockers are not that big, like not a whole big locker. It's just like it's like one big locker, but then half and half. So the top part would be for freshmen and sophomores, and the bottom part is for seniors and juniors. So wait, no, the bottom part is for freshmen and sophomores, and the top part is for juniors and seniors. So um like the lockers are all near like exits, like staircases, so you don't have to worry about that much. But yeah, I think like the lockers were pretty good size. I could feel like all my book bag in it, like everything in it. So I think it was pretty good.
Okay, so for me, sorry. Same thing for Misha. How much time do you get? We only get like 4 minutes. And the school's like really, really big because my school is actually a gifted and talented school from K to 12. So there's like a whole like other section of the building just for like the middle schoolers and like elementary kids. And the high schoolers have another section. But sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I remember the first week of school, I got so confused because the school was so huge that I went to so many different places. But that's okay, that's normal. There is like hallway traffic, but you're gonna have to get through it. Just say excuse me. Um, so yeah, I never been late. And also if you are a few minutes late to your class, usually the teachers like they don't penalize for it and they don't like scold you, but they do like advise you to try your best to come quick every time. So we don't waste time for class. And for the lockers, so this has never happened in a year, the school said, but this only happened the year I joined for freshman year. The freshmen actually had to share lockers with each other. Like you had to pick a buddy to share your locker with because there were so many new coming freshmen that year, so they didn't have enough. So we shared. I shared with my close friend, and it actually like you might be like, oh, sharing a locker that sucks, but like in my school, it's like not really like you don't need too many things to put in your locker. It's just like books, so your bag doesn't get heavy. That's it. So it's not nothing bad. And yeah, the exits and stuff are all close to the staircase too, so it's easier to exit. But you may get lost, but that's totally fine. It's normal. Don't worry. Okay, so next question. Okay, so have you started to think about college or your career? Where do you want to go for college and what do you want to be?
Okay, so I've always thought about college since like maybe like since I was like young, like fifth, sixth grade, because I was like so stressed with what I want to be when I'm older. I went from being a wanting to be a pop star to being a doctor. So
Me?
so, yeah, I'm starting to think about going to either Duke University, Stanford. Not really sure, but those are some of my options. I mean, it's like really top schools, which kind of scary because am I prepared for it? Am I going to do good on the SAT? So that's kind of something I'm really stressed about right now. So yeah, and I want to pursue the going into the medical field, maybe being an anesthesiologist, but that's also like a lot of work and time to put in. So I'm all like really just thinking about it all over. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, maybe I should become an actress or a model, but those are not really like they are realistic, but like sometimes you gotta think about it. Like, is it like really like the thing you want to do? So I'm trying kind of in between different things, but as of college, I kind of do want to go to Duke University and Stanford. That's like one of my top two right now. But besides that, it's still really confusing for me. I'm only a sophomore, but I do really want to go to into the medical field. But things change, things happen. So yeah,
Yeah, everything changes. It's not always going to be the same, and that's just how life is. Like you're not always going to like know what you're good at until like, so you just have to keep trying. And I would have to say I'm that type. I don't want to lie, so I'm gonna be very honest. I'm that type of person that's like people always in my school are like good at specific things. Like I'm good at science, I'm good at math, I'm good at this. I've always just been good at everything, right? Like I've been always passing like specific tests, but I've never been like, what do I want to pursue? Like what do I want to be? Like I may understand specific topics, I may not. It's just I never like I was never sure, and I always envied people who were like they were always like I want to be a doctor, and like they had that. I was never sure about what I want to be, and that was the scariest thing because I always felt like I'm not going to be anything because like I don't know. So if you're like me and you're like that, don't worry, don't freak out. You still have time, and you still have time to make your own choices and decisions. So for me right now, I'm still having trouble with two different, totally different fields. So like I'm still thinking I want to be like Misha, also in the medical field, but at the same time, I also want to be in the law field because I really like law, and my mom's really encouraging me to become a lawyer, and I really don't know why, but she's always telling me like I really want you to be a lawyer because like yeah, and stuff. And my dad's always like you should become like in the medical field. So it's just like but it's not like they're forcing me and I don't want to. It's like I've also like considered it, and I've also like find interest in both because like I was also thinking of doing radiology or like which is like using technology to like and images to like solve diseases and stuff. So I was thinking of that, and I also was thinking of becoming like any lawyer, like maybe like yeah, for law and stuff. So I'm still thinking about it, and yeah, and also as I mentioned before for debate club, I think debate club's really helping me for law. So that might do something.
Yeah, I do agree with Tenzing. It's like a really hard decision for us right now. It's like we don't even know who we are right now. We're just still figuring ourselves out slowly by slowly. And I also have like different options I want to do. But my parents always wanted to be like become me they wanted me to become a part of the medical field. But it's like they're not forcing me also, but like it's something I've always wanted to do. I love helping people out. Since I was little, I loved my pediatrician. She was the nicest person ever, and he even offered me like an internship, and I was like, yeah, I want to do it. But at the same time, you have second thoughts of what you want to be. Like sometimes I'm just like, oh yeah, I can definitely be an actress. Even though like I was like, I could definitely be an actress. Or like I definitely can be a model. I can work with Kendall Jenner. Something like we all want. But I feel like Tenzing and I always talk about what we want to be when we grow up, or like if we're still gonna be like friends with each other, or if we're just like still gonna like still
We
gonna
always talk about that.
we always talk about that. Something like, or are we gonna live together? Are we going to the same college? We always think about stuff like that. But honestly, I feel like all of us have like our own path to go through. So if you're happy with what you want to do, just do it. Don't listen. For me, I don't think you should listen to anyone's opinion or what they say. Like be who you want to be. Nothing can stop you.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, there was like my parents are laughing in the living room. I'm so sorry. Okay, if you guys can hear that. Oh yeah, but I forgot to mention before what colleges I was thinking of. So I did mention law, and I was looking into it in like medical field. So I was actually thinking of maybe doing NYU because they're really big with the law field, and same for Columbia University. They're two like top high schools. But I'm gonna try my very best, and that's what we all should do.
Yeah,
And I was gonna say
I forgot to mention that Duke is literally in north, somewhere in the north. Hold on, north. I don't want to say Carolina. Sure.
North Colorado.
No, forgot. Oh my god, I was literally talking about my dad with this because like he was like, "Where do you want to go to college?" And I was like, "Oh, it's somewhere really far away." I forgot. And then Stanford, I believe, is in Los Angeles, California, I think. Or like,
Wait, did you hear that?
yeah,
Sorry, someone called me, guys.
it's okay. It's all right. Well, yeah. So, not sure where I want to go to college right now. Looking through that, but same time, different thoughts every day.
Yeah, and the only reason why I mentioned Columbia and NYU is because those are in New York, and I'm tired of traveling. So, anyways, another thing I want to say, Misha mentioned before, was that it's okay if you don't even know what you want to do when you grow up. It's okay if you don't even know who you are, because like at this point, me and Misha, we don't even know who we are. We don't know our identities. We're still trying to find ourselves. Like we're so lost, but we're still like we're like growing, and we're like that's what we have to do, and it's okay. You don't need to feel alone. It's totally normal. You're gonna get through this. Don't worry, guys. Okay.
Oh, yeah, another like small tip about high school in general, be who you are. Don't be afraid to do things differently. It's all up to you. No one on it. Okay, if you think you look bad one day, if you think you look like, or like if you're like really doing bad in class and you think you got an answer wrong and people are gonna make fun of you, do not worry about that. People are more concerned about themselves than like you. I used to be so insecure about that, thinking about like every little detail, but like people don't really care. They only like they care about like how they're doing too, and more worried about you.
I totally agree with Misha on that. Just be yourself, always try your best, and that's what you need to do. Like it's okay. We all understand it's gonna get hard. It's still hard for us right now to make friends, and it's hard to you know, fit in and be yourself, but you just need to be like just be yourself. Honestly, that's like the best thing we can tell you. And it's okay if you don't know who you are and you don't even know what you're doing right now and you don't know like if you're doing something good, something bad. It's okay. It's life. We're all learning and that's how we grow. So, don't be scared about that.
Yeah, like me and Tenzing and I are like the most like anxious people you'll ever meet. We're like super shy and anxious, and we honestly like
People, the number one people who get nervous for nothing. We stress and oh my god, it's like
also feel like back in
we
like
get 90s and we're just like
yeah, like literally back in St. Albert, we would cry over getting like 90s. Like, who does that? What are we? But besides that, it's all right. You know, we're growing.
we were guys, we were losers. We were really losers. We were the losers in the class that would cry for like a 98.
Oh my God, we would cry during the test too.
No, we would cry. We would look at each other and just like tears would be rolling down our faces.
Yeah, it
And
was.
I just want to say, if Miss Cardona sees this, which she obviously is, I just want to say we apologize for stressing you out and always giving you a hard time and like complaining about work and stuff. Because honestly, you like it really paid off, and high
You
school is
were like
really
one of the
different
best
though.
teachers I've ever had. Like you were like,
Miss Cardona is the best teacher I've ever had. I don't know if I should be saying this because it's favoritism, but she's definitely like a mother to me. Like she's like
you
family.
know, you were part of Girl Scouts, which was like what when we were like second grade,
Yeah. So
and so like
you should always never like give her a hard time. Always be grateful for her because she's always doing her best, and she's always for our class. I don't know for you guys, but for our class, she would give us like retake tests, extra credit, like everything to help us boost our grades. And they don't have that in high school, so you better be living the moment right now, sweet cheeks.
this is your time to take those advantages. Take your advantages now before like just before you stress yourself out in high school.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, I don't know if in the middle school, like yeah, middle like I think seventh grade grades really seventh and eighth grade grades like kind of matter to high school. It's like it's not a big deal to them. It's mostly how you do good on tax. So do good on tax and you'll be prepared. And also, see, I don't think St. Albert ever has done regions. We didn't do the regions, right? I don't think so.
No, we never did the regions.
But like, I think you can take the regions separately. I think because my friends did that. They took the region with Marina. She took the region separately out of St. Albert. If you can take the regions, I would highly recommend taking the regions like your science regions and stuff right now because it'll help you boost the class in ninth grade. I didn't do that, so I just did regular classes. But if you do that, you can take AP Bio in freshman year.
I can also say that for Misha, it's public school. Most people came from public school, so it's normal. For me, I came from Catholic school and I went to a public school, so it was different because in how do I say this? In Catholic school, in eighth grade and like seventh grade, we were supposed to take regions, but we are in St. A's, we never did that. So when I came to Nest, like my public school, we were so lost because everyone already took the regions. Everyone was in like another like higher class, like everyone was taking geometry, everyone was taking like physics or sorry, chemistry, and I was like in algebra 1 because like my school never did that. So if it's like that, it's okay. It's not your fault. You're not like failing, being left back. It's just because or like timing and like school like um schedules are just like that, so it's okay. Yeah, and it's not too hard. Everything is pretty reasonable. Freshman year, I would have to say, compared to sophomore year, if I'm being very honest, is very easy, so you don't need to worry right now. The work is pretty good. Learning everything is pretty good. Sophomore year, it's gonna start getting harder from then.
Oh
So
yeah, take your advantages also in high school. If they have extra help, go to the extra help in the classes. If they have like extra credit, take the extra credit. Like try to do anything that'll boost up your grades because then you'll get to choose classes at the end of the year, and you can choose like AP history, which I chose, and then if your grades are high, you'll get into it. So just try your best to take advantages all over the school.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's all we have to say, right? Or do you wanna any other advice, any other tips? I think
I think we covered
all we're saying is
everything.
just be good people, try your best, and high school is gonna be a piece of cake. That's a lie. It's not gonna be a piece of cake, but just work hard, try your best, and be happy. Also,
Treat people
another main thing I want to bring out is that if you guys are ever struggling with anything, if you're anything like something's going on in your life or anything, please find someone to talk to about it, like a guidance counselor or like an adult. Any problem that you have, just I also went through this. When you're stressed, don't keep everything inside. Make sure you talk to someone about it because that's going to create like some like that's just going to make people very sad because I
like,
also had to go through that. So make sure you talk to other people about it and yeah.
yeah, as guidance counselors, what I recommend is that if you have a problem with a class or like you think you could have done better in a class, you can obviously tell them and they will definitely help you out with that. Like for me, I was so confused, like if like my classes were like good or not, like I should have been like in a better class. And she was like, it's fine. Like freshman year, she told me like freshman year is not like the biggest deal in the world. It's important, but you shouldn't stress yourself over that. It's just an introduction. And yeah,
Yeah, definitely another tip, another thing you should remember is mostly at colleges and mostly it's what's important is junior and senior year. So just make sure you work hard there. We're not there yet, but it's still nerve-wracking because oh my god, college is just like a few years away. And
I
I can't see myself going to college. Oh my god, that's crazy.
a
I
lot
can't.
neither. And like just taking the PSAT, which I took like maybe like 2 weeks ago, I was so nervous. I was sweating. My hands were so sweaty, and I was so nervous. Like time management is the biggest thing in the world you can like focus on.
Exactly. It's all up to you, and especially I know everyone, like mostly everyone in this world's like that, especially you guys. I can probably tell we love procrastinating, but when it gets to tough times and like lots of work, don't do it. Like try we believe in you guys. Also, I want to say if you guys are 8th graders now, I'm pretty sure I know you guys. I think me and Misha have safetied you before. Like we watched over you. So we're like celebrities too, guys, right? Like
Yeah, like my cousins in the class. Hi, Amanda.
hi that class. I'm sorry. I believe in you guys. Okay, you guys will do great. Okay, bye guys.
Bye, treat people with kindness. Bye.